This is an AutoCAD tutorial on plotting. Visit www.AutoCAD in 20 hours for more free information, free videos, and a free trial. Under your YouTube settings, set the quality to HD if you can. I have this drawing and I want to plot it. This is an architectural sheet, 36 by 24. So we are going to plot on that size piece of paper. If you are going to plot on a different size piece of paper, follow along and I'll show you how to do that as we go. Come down here to one of your layout tabs and right click and pick New Layout. It will create a new layout tab. Click on that tab. The Page Setup Manager box will open, and normally we'd go through right now and we would set that up, and I'm going to show you something first, so I'm going to close it. Sometimes when you open up Paperspace, you'll see a screen like this, and it can be very confusing. If you don't see the edges of your Paperspace, type Z, enter, A, enter. That's zoom, Z for zoom, and A for all. And now you'll see the entire sheet of paper, and that will help you to orientate where you are at. So now right click again on the new tab, and let's open up the Page Setup Manager. Click on New. Let's give it a name. I'll call this Plot 1. OK. And this opens up the page setup. We have not yet set up a printer, so we're going to select None. We're going to select the size of paper that we want to print on. In this case, it is 36 by, it's HD 36 by 24. There it is. Most of the rest of it's the same. If you were printing on something else, say you've got an 8.5 by 11 printer, then you would pick that size here at the top. Set it to monochrome if you're printing in black and white. Leave it in landscape, then OK. Set it current, and then close it. And now you'll see it's created a much larger sheet of paper. Here's the original size paper. Click on that viewport and then hit the delete button on your keyboard, or you can use erase. The next thing we're going to do is come up here to the Layer Properties Manager. Open that up and click on the New Layer tab, or the New Layer button. Without doing anything, just type Viewport and it'll type the name right into the name column. Under the color column, click on the white where it says white, and when the select color window comes up, select black and OK. Under the plot column, come down and just click on the little printer, and it'll put a round red circle with a slash through it that indicates that that now is not going to plot. You do not want the viewport layer to plot. Most often you don't. Set it current. Close that dialog box. I'm going to get rid of this so I can show you how to bring it up. Come over and click on any of these toolbars, right click rather, and in the menu that comes up, select Viewports. Grab the little grip by holding down your left button on your mouse, pull it over and dock it off to the side. Now click on the single viewport button and almost to the edge of the paper, click at the bottom corner and then up at the top opposite corner. And there you go, it's opened up a new viewport, and here you can see it when you hover over it. Now take your drawing, first go to Model Space. In fact, you might want to mess around with that a little bit. Go to go to model space and then scroll in and out or pan around and see what happens. And then go to paper space and do the same thing. This isn't responding, so I'm going to go Z, enter, A, enter again. And you can see what the two different buttons do for you. Back in model space, put your drawing somewhere near the middle. Now find this Viewport Scale window, open it up by clicking on it. This drawing has been drawn to print out at 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. So I'm going to click on that. But yours could be any other scale that you are going to plot at. And you'll see it automatically sizes it. I'm going to grab it, center it. And now I'm ready to plot. Just one other thing. If some of the older versions of AutoCAD have the viewport scale control co-located on the viewport toolbar, but only if it's docked at the top. So you'll have to dock it at the top in order to see it if you have an older version of AutoCAD. Now we're ready to set up the plotter. So let's come up to the top, click on the File button, and pick Plotter Manager. Give it a moment to open up. And in this window that opens up, select Add a Plotter Wizard. Once again, it might take a minute to open up. And this is the Add a Plotter Wizard. It takes you through a series of pages. Mostly we're just going to go next because most of the settings are going to be already set up for what we're doing here. Select My Computer if you're going to create a file on your own computer, or if you're going to print right out directly to your printer that you have. If you're in an office with other computer terminals, then you will have to ask your office manager which setting. Here we are going to pick a printer. My local shop where I have my plans printed out uses the Xerox. So you call down, find out which printer they use down there, then you select it from this Add a Plotter model page. This has to do with certain port settings, and you can just leave it and click Next for most people. This is very important, however, where it says Add Plotter Ports. You want to plot to file if you are going to take the disk down and have it printed at the local printer, or if you're going to email it. You just want to create a file on your computer. And you can do that in any event and just print from there into any kind of a system. That's very important to remember. It can cause you a lot of aggravation if you forget it. This is the name of the new plotter. And then finally, we're just going to finish that off. Close this down. Now come down and right-click on the layout again and select Plot. And now we can come down here under the Printer Plotter window and scroll down, and we can choose the plotter that we just set up. Check the size of the paper. Check all the settings there to make sure they're the same. Landscape, you can apply that to the layout so that it comes up every time. You want to pay attention to this button here because this will minimize the screen, and if you don't realize it's there, sometimes it'll show up this way and you could drive you crazy trying to figure that out. Now we can do a print preview by clicking on this button here, and it'll show you what it's going to look like. You can check everything, make sure your lines are coming out okay. And then just simply click OK. It's going to ask you where you want it. I'll just put it on the desktop for now, and you can give it another name now if you want. And then I'm going to save it, and that will send it to the desktop, and I'll have a plot file there that I can copy onto a disk or email. If I'm going to print here off of my computer in my home office, then I'm going to need to go with my printer that I have here, and I'm going to need to set the paper up to the right size for that. So I would go back and set it to 11 by 8.5. Right there, ANSI A is what it's called. If I'm going to make a PDF, I need to have a PDF creator, in which case I've got Adobe, but you can get free PDF creators right off the internet and download them onto your computer, and then you'll select your PDF. Let's see, do I have another one here? Yeah, there's another one. And then just select that, and when you go OK, it will create a PDF, and you can save that to wherever you want. One other thing, go to your paper space and select your viewport and right click, and here you'll see you can lock that display in so that it doesn't get changed on you. The scale doesn't get changed later on. Also, right click on the tab down here, click rename, and give it a name so you know what it is every time you go to find it, and then enter. So that's how to plot. Visit AutoCAD in 20 hours for more free trials, more free videos, and lots more information.